Change Ambassadors competition is finding those people who are managing to deliver real change in British business. There aren't enough of them, and we need to see more examples of people who are actually genuinely delivering change. All of us in business find it much easier to do mostly what we did just before and mostly what other people are doing with a little bit of change. That's not enough in today's world. It's not enough in two senses, one of which is that the level of competition that we're all facing is much greater than it ever was before. And I think this is the really exciting, and the second most reason why we need change to be championed, which is small businesses can't just ape what the big businesses do. They have to, for their own sake and for the sake of the industry they compete in, to do new stuff, because that's how innovation really spreads through our economy. So that's for the good of us all, as well as for the owner of the small business. It's really great that marketing has the chance to be recognised alongside these other disciplines. One of the abiding problems is these two different ways of seeing the world. One of which seeing the world as a machine, the other which seeing it as full of people. Because that's marketing's raison d'etre at the end of the day, is to turn the organisation to be one that's driven by its customers and their needs, not its own. Marketing as a revolutionary force still has a lot to say to the future of business. One of the things I would look for is this ability to persist in delivering change. We often think that change is like some kind of heroic decision that happens in a moment ago. Click, change, and everyone, turns to 180 degrees and heads off in the opposite direction. That's not what change is really about. Change is the long haul of many decisions. British business gets stuck in practices. We're really quite conservative, and we imagine there's things like best practice, which is sort of the law of how it's always been in this industry. I remember once being told by a client of mine who worked in margarine, or yellow fats as name, that because I had no experience in the category, it was going to be 2 years before I had anything interesting to say to him. Now, that's clearly not true. What it would mean is I had 2 years before I'd learned what the rules were. British business is a little too deferential to the past, and so we need to encourage people who don't know much about how it's really done in a category so they can change it. These kind of awards are really good for highlighting people to watch for doing that. I think that there are 4 things that that winning this would give you. The first of which is just recognition from some of the best practitioners in the field. Second thing is you get a week at the large business school and access to a number of courses there, so that's a brilliant thing. And access also to some of the best minds in British industry. And then, of course, then there's a subscription to The Economist, which is a must-have.